Waec 2026 question number 48. This is objective question 48. Consider these statements. Statement P, the weather is not cloudy. Statement Q, it is not going to rain. If P implies Q, which of the following is a valid conclusion? A, if the weather is not cloudy, then it is going to rain. B, if the weather is cloudy, then it is not going to rain. It is not going to rain. C, if it is not going to rain, then the weather must be cloudy. D, if the weather is cloudy, then it is going to rain. Now, looking at this question, so when I went through this question, the day they wrote the paper, I discovered that none of the options given is correct, though very unusual. That when we set question, and among the options, there won't be correct option there. Now, here is the proof of my claim. I will use truth table to justify my claim here. So now, for implication, this is implication in truth table. We call this an implication. So, and the logic in implication is that T implies F is going to be F, otherwise it will be T. This is the logic there. It's only if T implies F that will be F. So, using truth table, where this capital T is said to be true and capital F is said to be false. We have false for capital F. So, T for capital T for true, then capital F for false. Now, the base statement here, P and Q will be considered as the base statement. So, statement P here, statement Q, then we have here to be negation of P and negation of Q, then P implies Q, negation of P implies negation of Q, then negation of Q implies negation of P. So this is what I will use to justify my claim there. Now, here we have T, because we are given two statements, and the number of rows expected is 2 to raise to power of the number of statements given, which is 4. We are expected to be having 4 rows here. So the first 2 rows will be TT, the last 2 rows will be FF, followed by TF, then TF. We negate this column. So wherever you see T, you put F there. F, then T. Then we negate this column too. Wherever you see T, you put F, and wherever you see F, you put T. Then we have F, T. Now, P implies Q. So T implies T implies F. Don't forget, T implies F is F, otherwise it's going to be T. Then we have F, then F implies T, will be T. Then F implies F, will also be T. Now, coming to this, negation of P implies negation of Q. F implies F, will be T. F implies T, will be T. T implies F, will be F. Then T implies T will be T. Now, coming to this last column here, so that is negation of Q, then implies negation of P. Now, in solving this last column here, so whenever we are working on implication in logical reasoning, so whenever in truth table under logical reasoning, whenever you are working on implication, so there's a statement we call the antecedent and we have the consequence. So you have to consider antecedent first before the consequence. Now the antecedent here is Q, that is negation of Q, and the consequence is negation of P. So that is we are going to move from this to this. So we consider negation of Q first, because negation of Q is said to be the antecedent, while negation of P is said to be consequent. So we have negation of P, F implies F, will be T. T implies F, will be F. Then F implies T, will be T. Then T implies T will be T. Now we compare. So this is P implies Q. Then we have it here. P implies Q. Then when you compare P implies Q with negation of Q implies negation of P, you have equal truth values there. Then we have these are the values. Then we have the true and the false. We have it here. So, and among the options given here, and this implies that because Q is not going to rain, at the being there is option that says if it is going to rain, going to rain, then then the weather the weather the weather is cloudy. So this would have been the correct option, but unfortunately there is no option so that states this. So therefore this question has no correct option. So thank you. I stand to be corrected. If you have any contrary opinion, please kindly drop your solution in the comments. Thank you.